Okay, it is Friday. You've made it to the weekend. I hope it's a good weekend planned for you. The weather looks really awesome. We've got things to talk about. We're going to talk about the Denver travel issues that are going to happen today and probably a little bit into tomorrow. Big storm there, so a major hub. The weekend weather for the Bay Area going to be awesome. There I gave it away, but we'll look more specifically at fog, clouds, temperatures, the whole bit. A little special treat today. We're looking at California newts. I think they're fascinating. They're awesome looking, right? Newts, little. I get them. I got a swimming pool back, and when it rains and stuff, sometimes they'll kind of wander into the pool, and I save them, but they're just cute as hell. And then I got a new camera, and then we'll go look at the birds as well. So we got a little bit to talk about. This is Mount Tamalpais, and it is, what's Tam at? 2579, 2,579 feet. And the marine layer, I watched it this morning, has been coming up. That normally I would go, okay, it is an inversion of sorts, but it's a weak inversion. The fog is, or the low clouds are lifting up quickly because the air underneath is a little warmer than the air on top. So the inversion isn't well pronounced. So this will all turn into low clouds and go away. I think we'll see mostly sunny conditions this afternoon with high temperatures. Redding today is 79 degrees. It's going to be a little bit warmer in Redding. San Francisco, 3 degrees warmer than yesterday at 65. Los Angeles will go 75. And Sacramento, did I say Sacramento? 75 degrees. Yeah, all right. Trying to get these done a little earlier because I don't know, just because I feel like you know what I did? I looked at, and I'll get right to weather. I looked at the YouTube's awesome because they have the metrics, like, oh, this is who's watching, this is when they watch, this is where they watch, this is how old they are, this is where they, I swear to God. Like, I worked in television forever. We had no app. We'd stick 20 people in a room. We used to focus group people, right? Like the Mad Men days, and that's how we did it. And it was the best you could do at the time. But now the metrics involved. So YouTube goes, yeah, hey, listen, bro, your average viewer's age is 60, which is like, wow. So you bad boys, like I thought it was just kids on YouTube. And most of my viewers are 65 plus. So God love you. I don't know how you figured out the internet. I don't know. Right? I mean, I know. I mean, I figured it out and you figured it out, but it's like I didn't know old people figured anything out. So that's awesome. So and then I have I got a lot of 35 to 45 and then not a lot of women, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. I mean, I like women too, for sure, but I kind of like it's a dude thing too. But we're all dudes in a way. I mean, yeah. Okay, so let's start off. We'll get going here. Let's do first things first. We'll look at a little drizzle out there. There's just a little bit. Yesterday we had more. Today we had a little drizzle. You can see these spots, right? And you just go, oh yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. California roadways love the drizzle. One day we'll do a thing on the California roadways because they you know why they're like Muir Woods in those areas. Perfect funnel. Fog, moisture comes in. The trees have the ability to induce drizzle, right? They create their own shade, they keep things cool, and then they what they call it, fog drip. And the amount of water that they get from fog drip, it's like a lot. Like it's a lot. Like I'm not even going to Google search it right now, but it's more. You'd be blown away at how much fog a redwood tree can turn into, or how much water vapor a redwood tree can turn into precipitable water that they utilize. Okay, and then some scattered sprinkles down south. So again, this is all awesome for the redwood trees. And you see down a little bit of stuff on the west slope of the Sierra Nevada too. This is California. This is the marine layer that's trying to establish itself. Like I said, the inversion, not really, it's kind of an inversion. Now it looks like more like low clouds to me, right? For sure. But there's a slight inversion up north. And clearing skies, Crescent City this morning, you wake up clear, which is unusual for this time of year, right? Cape Mendocino, Humboldt, Arcata, all my friends up there. Dude, I looked at you guys. I got a few viewers up there. Thank you. And that's a compliment to me because you guys live in I think, one of the most beautiful places. We all live in the most beautiful place in the world, but I think that North Coast is awesome. Then low clouds and fog in the Central Valley or near low clouds. And then see, it's underneath the Sierra Nevada. So it's just low clouds they're being dammed up by the west slope and down by Whitney. Look at all the snow they got. And then San Diego. So that's a lot of marine layer low clouds. See, we're in that, today's that day where you can't really, I should show you the inversion, but I'm not going to because we only have 28 minutes and I want to get through this quicker. I don't know why I want to. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, so here is the GFS. We're going to look at it strictly. There's not a lot going on. There's a change comes next week. Sea level pressure. The thicknesses don't budge a lot. They come up. The thicknesses are the dash lines, and as they rise up, temperatures warm up, and you'll see that in a couple of ways coming up. But here is today. Here is tomorrow. Here is Sunday, and what the first thing I notice here, okay, there's a west wind. See the railroad tracks? See how they kind of get that? That's a pretty decent westerly wind on the north coast. That'll get you a small craft advisory. I'm just right now because I know there's no rain coming. I'm watching those lines there. See how they bunch up right there? Boom, up in Crescent City. So that's a northerly wind. Now it's kind of going northeast, and that's a warm up. Well, look at the dash lines. See the dash lines? I know it's a warm up because I know those winds are going to blow parallel to the ice or perpendicular to the isobars at the surface, and so that is a north wind, and that north wind is going to be a compressional wind where the air sinks down. It's all very much associated with a high pressure. The air sinks. When air sinks, it warms 5 degrees per 1,000 feet essentially. Environmental lapse rate going up is you lose about 3 degrees per 1,000 feet. When air sinks and is compressed, it gains about 5 degrees per 1,000 feet, approximately. So the air sinks, and so areas like Redding, this could be a upper mid-80s day in Redding. Again, I'm just going out there. I'm just showing you how you can utilize this map when it doesn't show rain. And then the winds shift a little northwest, and then I think in here, let's see what they do. Yeah, so look at that. Yeah, so that's pretty warm right there, I would suspect. That, or at least pretty breezy, pardon me, not warm. And then I think here it is. Okay, so this is our next thing, and it shows up Friday, April 25th, which I don't know about you, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm bumming it Friday, it might rain, but that's a long ways off, and then it'll warm up right afterwards. And what we could do here is, okay, so watch the dash lines only. So this is probably going to happen some form or another, but watch those dash lines. So this is down the road. This isn't applying to this weekend. This weekend's going to be awesome. But see those dash lines? The front comes in. Let's just see that you can almost see this as the front, right? Just kind of, yeah, that's a little front, right? Kind of a cold front. And as it comes in, the thicknesses drop. And then as it goes out, the thicknesses come up. See them start to rise up here? See them up. See them going? So that's a warm up. So trough goes by, high builds in. Nature hates a vacuum. Trough, low pressure, creates a vacuum at the surface of sorts. As it goes through, it brings cooler air in, and maybe that chance of a sprinkle ding next week. But as it starts to get strong enough, the high just goes, can't stand a vacuum. So thumps in, and that is the high warming up and the air sinking. I know. A lot going on. But what we just saw was, and that's going to happen almost every time, especially this time of year, when a frontal system goes by, the thickness lines are going to drop, then they're going to rise up right afterwards. General rule of thumb. This is precipitable water. So I don't know, just because I want you to see how dry it is in Nevada, first of all. And this is going to show us, okay, it'll show us that, we'll see that system next week, a week from today, show up in the precipitable water. Okay, so here we go. Upper level winds, the winds are blowing. Remember, that's the arrow. Tell me if that makes sense, if these wind bars make sense to you, if you don't mind. But when I say arrow, I mean feathers at the end, those lines, and then the point, the end of the line represents the direction. So it's an arrow. See, everything's blowing this way, everything's blowing this way. Down here, everything's blowing this way. Oh, look, it's blowing counterclockwise. That's a low, right? And how hard is it blowing? Well, we can count the little barbs at the end, and every little barb at the end is 10 knots. The little half barbs are 5 knots. It tells a lot. So, okay, so we know which way the wind's blowing. We know where the moisture is. Pretty dry. A little plug of moisture goes through this Sunday, and we saw that. We talked about it yesterday. That would be a little bit of a cool down, but models aren't picking up on anything dynamic, but definitely a little impulse, and then it dries right back up. stays dry, right? The brown is dry. Now we're in next Wednesday. Now we're getting ready for that event on Saturday. Moistens up a little bit. See the barbs, which way the arrow is going over us. They're kind of going, right? They're starting to clock south a little, aren't they? Yeah. So we'll see what that does. I don't know what it's going to do. It looks like it's trying to clock south. Westerly flow. That looks like something. Now there's our Saturday, right? Okay. Didn't even look at the date. I'm like, okay, there it is. So that's sort of southerly wind and then a zonal flow and then some moisture, but not a lot. Right? And then there's that. That is on April 30th. Okay. Just some of the many ways that we can use the College of DuPage, that website that's linked to this, the maps, precipitable water. I mean, the maps all sort of, the models and what we just did, they all kind of work together, obviously, and they all kind of build on each other. And some of the maps overlap. Like one of the maps we could look at has surface winds. The other one may have surface winds and precipitation. So you just kind of, you just have to get used to looking at them. When I was watching something the other night, and they were looking at the back page of a newspaper. And I think I've told this story, but when I was a kid, I'd look at the back page of the newspaper, and I'd go, whoa, look at the weather page. And it was, it was kind of almost, it was sort of like you're a pilot or something. Why? Second day I looked at it, I was like, yeah, there's a daytime high in paradise. And I kind of keyed in on that. Oh, Orville. A week later, right? Oh, Orville's temperature's there. Oh, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you're looking at, I don't know how in depth they really got. Isotherm, they show an isotherm map of the country. And you go, oh my God, New York. So you just have to, it's like when you backpack and you don't look at topographic maps for a while, and then also you start looking at them again. First couple of days is kind of, a little sketchy because you're like, I don't know. And then the fourth day on the trip, you're like, oh yeah, got it. Yeah, that's a hill. Right. That's how these are. I hope that made sense. Okay, so these are today's numbers, forecast highs. Reading 79, SAC 77, San Francisco 65, LA 75. And do you hate it when they call it SAC? I think I do. I used to, the one that used to freak me out was Frisco. Remember that one? San Fran, Frisco, no. And SAC, I don't know about SAC because I never lived up there, but I don't mind it because I'm not a Sacramento guy, but I'll bet SAC guys mind it. Sorry, Sacramento guys. Okay, so moving on. These are the highs from today. Let's do highs tomorrow. So this is today's highs. Okay, pick out where you want to be, 78 in Sacramento. And then tomorrow, Sacramento 82. Reading 80. So temperatures are a little warmer, and Sunday's going to follow suit with this. So this is the temperature footprint for the entire Bay Area weekend. Voila. Weather looks great. It's going to be classic spring weather. Little above average, but like a degree. And then here's across the country. And we can let's do the jet stream. I'm taking a chance here because I haven't really thought about it. Where we got? I guess that's us, right here. So there's the trough. See the cool air right there? And then there's the warm air. So that's where the jet stream, essentially the jet stream is. And one of the things we're seeing today is, this is the forecast for today, but Denver has a bunch of cold air. They got a bunch of warm air coming up from the desert southwest that it contains a lot of a high dew point. So Denver's going to get into some weather today. So that's one of the things we want to look at. Just because what I've learned in all my years in doing this stuff, when you're traveling, when Denver gets balled up, or Dallas gets balled up, or Chicago gets balled up, you get balled up. Doesn't matter. I mean, it does. It's not always the case, but it doesn't take much. So this is some stuff going on here, right? You've got winter storm warnings, winter blizzard warnings. You've got snow advisories, winter weather advisories. Here you still have, because of it's kind of a windy area still, and it's still hot down here. You've got high fire danger. So that's pretty gnarly. You still have some flooding issues going on here, and still big flooding on the Mississippi River now 2 weeks after that initial event. So these are the watches and warnings from today. This is the forecast for today and tomorrow. And where do you got? Right? You just got yourself a bunch of stuff. I mean, but this is the hot spot here, right in here around Denver's going to get some snow, probably over a foot of snow. This is tomorrow. This system lasts for a bit. And they get more rain where they don't need more rain in the central part of the country, or in the Mississippi River and the Ohio Valley. So I'm not a big traveler. I'm probably getting ready to. Once I get this work done and around the house, I'm going to start doing more travel stuff. I got one of those awesome vans, you know. I've had vans my whole life, like V-dubs, but I finally ponied up and got like a, one of the Sprinter vans that costs way too much and has way too much stuff, but it's awesome. It's awesome. It is. It is. Except the gas mileage sucks. But if you post up somewhere for a while, it's sick. We'll talk about that sometime too. Mount Shasta from the east side, essentially. Where are we? We're at Herd Peak at 6,000 feet. And you're kind of looking towards Mount Shasta. Let's just call it that, Mount Shasta. A lot of snow. Love that. This is the valley. This is out by Williams. 77 degrees today in Williams. I have a new love affair with the valley. I grew up in the valley, got sick of the valley. Didn't get sick of it, but it's just when you live in the valley and hot and in the fog. But the beauty of the valley, especially in the spring. I mean, can you imagine the first settlers that came over the hill and were just like, oh my! They all started out going to Oregon, right? The Oregon Trail. But when they figured this place out, holy smokes, right? The amount of, and when they first started farming, you know what they farmed? They farmed wheat because that's what they knew to farm. They didn't realize you could grow everything here at first. At first, it was just wheat crops, because that's what you grew as a farmer. You grew wheat. And California was good at wheat, but it's better at other things. So beautiful shot of Williams. And I just had an interesting story. We did the weather, right? So we know the weekend's going to be awesome. When I was playing football, I think we were down at Biggs. I love high school football. Was awesome. Everything I needed to learn in life, I learned in high school football from playing high school and Pop Warner football. And all my coaches, by the way, I had awesome parents and stuff, but I was raised by coaches in a small town community that lived for Friday night football. And I did too. I love football. But one time we were down in Biggs. It was early season, and you're gonna die when you hear this story. And we were down in Biggs, and the mosquitoes were awesome because it was August, right? It was early season game. It was not preseason. They weren't in the Eastern Athletic League. They were in another league. And so we go down there, and it's hot. And the mosquitoes are everywhere. And people are in the stands, and we're out there practicing. It's like, we're just used to it. We're just used to hot. We're used to mosquitoes. It's Bruce Jones was the coach. He made us, we were kind of badass kids. Like we were tough country guys. And we won a lot. I think I lost 3 football games in my entire football in 7 years of playing football. We lost like 3 games. But I digress. But all of a sudden, over the loudspeaker, the announcer comes on and goes, okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick timeout. Rodney's dad has got his airplane. He's going to fly over and get rid of these pesky mosquitoes. I kid you not. And we all we have no idea what's going on. The stands are full. We get to the sideline. We're talking to Bruce, and all of a sudden, here comes this airplane, crop duster, and it comes down over the field and just starts spraying. God knows what it sprayed. Our helmets were wet. Everybody's cheering. Woo! Rodney's dad. And to this day, I'm like, oh my God. At the time, I was still dead mosquitoes. Freaking dead mosquitoes everywhere. 5 minutes later, whistle blows. We're playing football again. Oh my God, is that like old school? So when I see the Valley, I think a lot about Rodney's dad, and he was a hero that day. This is like, that's a true story. I have stories, you guys. I have stories. I have no idea. That's why I love seeing my old friends, because they remember stuff we used to do that I forget, because we just were cutters. We did so much weird stuff. Like that's a great example. But just everything. Maybe it was just the era too. Maybe you were like that too. And it's just you forget. And when you're 100 years old, that's a lot of time to do weird stuff. Maybe that's it. Lake Almanor, beautiful. Love it up there. I haven't been up to Lake Almanor in a long time. Lake Almanor, what are they going to go today? They're going to go 70 degrees today. Good snow in the mountains. They might get a little more before the season's over. I don't see any. We didn't see any big storms coming over the next couple of weeks. It could still happen though. I've seen April light up, and we still have time. This is Owens Valley, just because it's beautiful, and I'm starting to fall in love again with Eastern California, just because it's so different than this. This is San Diego, which is awesome too. I mean, look where you live. Look what we just did. Look where we went around, man. We covered some ground, and it's all within a drive. It's all within a drive of where you want to be. Okay, this is within a drive too. This is Heavenly Valley. It looks a little slow today. Dirt's starting to show up on the hill. This camera could move at any moment. Temperature and awesome. Oh yeah, they're starting to bear out. This is, I think this is North Star. Didn't I say that? Yeah, North Star. And you can see the snow starting to bust through. North Star gets a little less snow because they're on the back side of the hill. Yeah, they're not long open, are they? Yeah, that says North Star. But just beautiful. It's going to be in the 60s up there today. So that's pretty darn cool to be skiing. This is, let me check my watch, you guys. Oh, I didn't want that. I've been getting these pop-ups lately. It's driving me nuts. There's the Eagles. You're going to see them again, my friend. Let's go here to, let's try this. Okay, that's Ocean Beach. And that's this morning. I got 6 minutes. That's this morning. And it looks, yeah, you could surf it. It's foggy, low clouds. This is Monterey. It's Kayakers Beach. And it did that thing where it froze on me, which makes me sad and means, oh, I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about newts. There are, because I was up on the hill the other day, and I have this pond, this kind of vernal pool kind of, they're kind of seasonal. And it's just cool. They create them more now. This was part of a project, and it was kind of near development. So they create these areas of water that can hold water during the spring. And it's loaded with newts. So it's awesome. And California newts they're natives to Northern California and Central California. That super orange color they have is there to make them look toxic. And they are toxic. Their skin is toxic to other animals, not to themselves, but the orange sort of lets other animals know, hey, don't eat this, right? It's kind of like in our culture too. It's like that's something weird and orange. You're like, I ain't eating that, right? And that's why newts have that really bright orange color there. The toxic skin is tetrodotoxin. Tetrodotoxin is the skin, and the toxic. The rainy season is when they breed, and they are definitely breeding right now. They migrate a long way. They go from pond to pond looking for mates, and they like in Berkeley, they have to close that road up in Grizzly Peak. They have to close it because so many cars are on it, and so many newts are trying to cross it to get where they're going. So it is without a doubt perilous for the newt. What else we got? That's it for the newts, but they're awesome. And I get them in my pool once in a while. They're California natives. Their skin is toxic. That orange lets other animals know, hey, watch out. They are in this video I got. I mean, I blush when I watch it because they're just going to town, right? They're in a pond, and there's thousands of them. It's because I think it's the only little pond around for a long way, and when they find it, they get stoked. So they're all there. So anyway, a little bit on newts. This is our friends the Eagles. Looks a little inclement there. Wind's blowing a little bit. Surf along our coast is going to be 3 to 4 foot. Nothing really big going on in the ocean right now. And this is the time of year where things are going to settle down. Winds are going to come on shore, so it's generally blown out. So it's not really surfable. Surf season in Northern California, it's north of Santa Cruz. It is September, October, November, December, and then it starts getting weird in January because it gets big. But you'll pepper in some days January and February, and then it kind of winds down. That's kind of where we are now. There'll be a few shorter days here and there, and that looks like that's Jackie for sure. I don't know where Dad is. Let's see. I got the camera going again. Let's back up here, see if she can get the birds feeding. Oh, it's nighttime. Sorry to do this on the fly. There we go. There she is. Oh, the babies look tired, man. Yeah, it's Jackie. Got 2 minutes left. Okay, well, thanks for hanging in. So we got a good weekend coming up. I think we learned a little bit. We talked about the Denver delays. We talked about the weekend, talked about news, talked about, we did have a new camera. It was it was that one up in Northern California, the Herd Peak camera. And then we're looking at the birds. So I did everything I promised I was going to do. Have a great weekend. I'll try to come back tomorrow. I'll see. Tomorrow's Saturday, so we'll see. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. I appreciate. Oh, do me a favor if you can like, subscribe. I know. Sorry, I hate being that guy. And the thing that helps a lot too is comments. So if you could comment and just let me know what you like, what you don't like. And the don't like, I like actually, because I think that's like one of the things I think I wouldn't like much is, oh, I think I'm almost up. I wouldn't like much is sometimes I kind of go left and right, left and right. That's how I am, like on a road trip, left, right. I'm just looking at stuff. Oh, that's what that is. That's what that is. But I also don't want this to be a science lesson. I just want to make it trigger things in you that makes you want to know more. If once I trigger it, you're in. You're going to know more than me about all this stuff. Okay, I will see you back here tomorrow.